Chemistry 7-3, we're off. So 1, I told you the answer to yesterday. The answer was no. We also had that answer back in the metals chapter when we first learned about metals, that it was things like lustrous and conduct electricity and ductile and some of those words. So what we had yesterday on the quiz was nonmetals with other nonmetals. That was the whole prefix system that we memorized and get to in a minute. Today's reading, 7-3, is about when metals combine with nonmetals, which we did in chapter 6 already, and we'll do behind me a few problems of that. 2, not new news. The Roman numeral is what gives you the charge. So those are the fixed charges, are the ones that you like. There's also a thing called variable charges that the book said you had to memorize. And the good news is you already did that. Okay, what was a variable ionic charge that you've already memorized?
Iron.
Iron can be either 2 or 3. You have 5 of them. Okay, those are the variable ionic charges. You do have to memorize them, but you already did. 3, the metal goes first. 4 is a no. We never used Greek prefixes before, and we've done this skill before. Someday, if you want to jot down a bonus question answer for your friend, it's because only a single compound is possible. Only a single compound is possible. Not making the quiz, but is informational. Do we end with I? Was that yesterday only, or is that all the time? It's still ending in Ides. So I'd happened last chapter, I'd happened yesterday, I'd happened again today. 5, they give a name to a thing that you know, but you don't know what it was called. It's called the stock system. So when you've seen those Roman numerals on like iron, copper, lead, those Roman numerals we've seen, that's called the stock system. And those are called variable ionic charges. 6 is not news. OUS has been the lower charge, like plumbus, and IC has been the higher charge, like plumbic. So really, most of this 7-3 reading was, in fact, like a recap of things you did in chapter 6. They just gave some things, some new terminology, and put it in a section together. Question about that first 7? It's new to the chapter 7, but most of that's not new to your life, other than the phrase stock system. That's like, I think, the only actual new thing you have. Then stuff from yesterday. 8 is nomenclature. 9, they don't have carbon. 10, it's 2 different elements. 11 is 3 different elements. 4 is the more positive one. 14, that was 12. 13 is Ide. 14 is systematic chemical names, which ironically are the more common one, and then the other category is common names. And then I might as well pause. 17 is IUPAC, that was 1921, and that's so everything doesn't have its own random name. Prefixes, I'll go spelling for halves this time to be nice on day 1, but that'll phase out eventually. MONO, mono is 1. DI, die is 2. TRI, tri is 3. PETRA, tetra is 4. PENTA, penta is 5. AGXA, hexa is 6. AGPTA, hepta is 7. OCTA, octa is 8. 9, I can't give you half points for spelling because NONA is half of a point and ENNEA is half of a point, and I'm not going to give you a half of a point. 10 is DECA, DECA is 10. And if you have any crisis about what vowel comes at the end, put an A, other than those first couple. 30, an exception is you only use mono on the second one, which I suppose you also could express as you never use mono on the first one. That would both be fair ways to say that. And then I'm a little picky about 31. We need to say that the prefix drops the vowel if there's 2 in a row. So 2 vowels in a row, you can't just say 2 vowels in a row, drop 1. 2 vowels in a row, drop the 1 from the prefix. Question about scoring, 7-3. And here's a preview into 7-4. 4, there are 2 points that are new to chapter 7 that are not new to your life. And I think you should probably notice them when you see them. But 2 points off of 7.4. Then everything from number 8 to the bottom, what is the chapter about? Those are all staying. No differences on any of that stuff. Doesn't look like. Then here's some new styled questions, but not really new. Instead of asking you number 1 as a yes, no, I'll ask you what can a binary compound be made out of? And there's 2 combination options. You can either have a non-metal with non-metal, that was all of yesterday's prefixes, or metal with non-metal, and that's what's waiting behind me for me to do. 2 stays the same. Here's a new question. How do you know variable ionic charges on metals? How do you know variable ionic charges on metals? Answer. Memorize them. So fixed ionic charge, Roman numeral. Variable ionic charge, memorize it. 3 stays the same. 4 stays the same. 5, 6, 7 stays the same. And then I break out some Latin that you already know. So I'll ask you a Latin name for copper. Cuprous would work for me. So would cupric. Pick one. I don't care if you do them both. Lead, iron. Ferrous. Lead. Plumbic. Plumbus. Mercury. Mercurous. Tin. Stannous. Pick one. Spell it right. I don't care which one. And those will be on there. So this pops up to 39.
Wait, so you listed the 5 of them, right?
Yeah, I'll do all 5 of them. And you just pick whichever name you like better. Question about 7.4 up next. Homework that's like what's about to happen behind me is going to be to do 2, F, and G, and then 8 and 9. Question there? So here we go. Been there, done that. Here we go again. So the left column is all fixed ionic charges, which means you would get some information from your periodic table by looking at the Roman numerals. You don't need to do that yet, because for this, all you need to do is give this a name, which is potassium for the K, and then chlorine you turn into chloride. Working in that direction is always easier. This, you would just say,
Is that 2 next to the sodium?
yeah, it is a 2, but the 2 doesn't matter. It's sodium
Sulfide.
sulfide. We're only going to use that like ditribe prefix thing on those subscripts when it's a non-metal with a non-metal, and they're not going to do any of that today. If you were faced on a test where it wasn't categorized for you, how do you know that this is a metal? Periodic table, it's on the left. So you're hoping for one on the left, one on the right, keeps your life simple. Question about working in that direction? Rewinding is what we just did on the test. Or no, I'm still going forward, never mind. One more of these. This is calcium, and this is hydrogen. Then I'll pause. Question about that direction on fixed. Reverse it. Still fixed charges though. We did this at the top of the back of the problem test we just did. There was a group of 5 or 6 of these. So calcium, you commit to Ca. Phosphide is a P, but that's not all you do. How do you finish that?
Put it to by the P, then B by the C.
Yeah, how do you know to do that? The charges. Calcium has a charge of 2. Phosphorus has a charge of 3. So with 2's and 3's, we transpose those, and it's 3, 2 on the subscript. Zinc iodide. Zinc is Cn, iodide is I, and then you check your table, and what you're always hoping is, I hope these charges are the same, but they rarely are. But zinc is, I believe, a 2. Iodine, I'm 99.9% sure is a 1. So swap it. We don't write the 1, but we write the 2. Question about that game? Fixed ionic charges. Variable ionic charges. We have to tap into our memory banks. So Cu is copper. And I would highly suggest you always just use the stock system of Roman numerals and not translate it into cupric and cupris. You do you. Cl, fluoride, yes. For us to decide on the Roman numeral on this is going to take us investigating some charges. So chlorine's charge is a 1. There's 2 of them though. So that's a total charge of 2. So this must be copper 2. There. Sn. 10. As soon as you see any of those ones that you hate from Latin names, Greek names, whatever that was, Latin, right? Yeah, Latin. So we're going to go, I'd set up my parentheses just to remind me, it's not just 10, it's never just 10, it's 10 Roman numeral. Okay. Vowel next. U, flu. I. Fluorine, fluoride has a charge of 1, 4 of them, so must be 10. I'll have the cap for you. Something there. Then go in reverse. Cupric is Cu. Let's think about charges in a minute. Phosphide, P, phosphorus we already had was a 3. Copper, what are your choices? Who and who?
2 and 3. 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Copper's 1 or 2. Which is the ick? The higher or lower?
Higher.
All kind of voices. Higher. Us is the lower. Ick is the higher. So 2. So subscripts 3 to 2. Now you see the beauty of the stock system. Iron 3 has a charge of 3. Yay! A lot less thinking when they use the stock system. So I'm a fan of that. Oxygen charge
-2.
is a 2. So iron, Fe, oxide, O, subscript, 2. We're always going to go swap there. The only nice thing about the non-stock system is it kind of gives away the symbols for the elements, but I think we know the symbols for the elements. I mean, cupric gives you the Cu. I'd rather have the charge. STANS gives away the SN, but I'd rather have the charge personally. Fluoride, F. Charge on fluorine, 1. Tin's options
2 and 4.
is 2 and 4. Yes. So this is 2. So 1, which we don't write.
2.
That's what you're doing today, and whatever homework I said that included the 8 and 9. 2 F and G plus 8 plus 9. Something about that. That's all we got. My front row assistant would be kind enough to turn that off.